For the last few weeks, for the last few months, for the last couple of years, whether it was one here and one there, 1 week here, 1 month there, this man JD, who has come on here and has desecrated me, who has mocked me, who has talked me down, who has made fun of me, who has said that I'm irrelevant and he doesn't care and he's far surpassed me, making more money than me, more cars than me, more houses than me, what have you. The man is, and the fact is this man has made it very, very, very personal. He still comments on my videos here and there, whether it be a CM Punk video, well, mostly CM Punk videos. He says that I'm meaningless. Nobody cares about me. That I'm just a jobber, a joke, humiliation. You know, JD, and I'm not here to talk about the past for this entire video, but you know what? You talk about how, what you want to talk about for right now. And right now, you're surpassed me, you're ahead of me in money and viewership and comments and subscribers and what have you, right? Well, not subscribers just yet. But you come on here and you keep talking about my family. You keep talking about my bloodline. You keep talking about my daughter. You keep talking about the number one thing in my life. And I see a little videos. I see a little highlights. I see the videos that you put out. Not that I listen to your 2-hour, 1-hour, half-hour podcasts. But you come out here and you try to dictate the momentum and get underneath my skin and bother me. JD, I'm telling you this right now. If you ever in your life bring up my daughter ever again, because you've not done it once, you've not done it twice, you have done it now multiple times, and you have done it recently. JD, at one time, you and me, I wouldn't say that we were ever friends. You said to me in the videos before that I have saved that you wouldn't mind having a drink with me, that you wouldn't mind having a chat with me, having a talk with me. And now that you have far exceeded and succeeded me, you think that you're the shits and you think you're good and you're great and you're grand and you're wonderful. And that's fine. You can think all of that, JD from New York. You can think all of that and you can have all your fans and subscribers come onto my channel and run me down, trash me down, pin me, bury me, beat me, what have you. But let me tell you something. If you keep talking about my daughter like you do, I don't care if it's something that is not that meaningful or something that is threatening or something that you don't think is derogatory or something that you think is, you bring up my daughter and her name or bringing about, having to get her, food, getting water, getting diapers, getting wipes, what have you. You bring my daughter up ever again, there will be severe, you know what? I'm not going to say that because you're a bitch. JD, you're a bitch. Because if I were to threaten you, the fact is, you keep talking about my daughter. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You keep talking about my family. You keep talking about my significant. You keep talking about the one person that means the most to me is my daughter. You keep doing that, JD from New York, and everything will be in order. Karma is a bitch, JD. I have not talked, spoke, ranted, or brought your name up in several days, several weeks, or several months. But you like to take your little shots at me. And I'm not even going to talk about poking the bear no more, because this is way beyond poking the bear. You talk about my daughter. You talk about my daughter, JD. You are a sick, suffering succotash. You, my friend, I don't care how many viewers or how much more money or how many more cars or how many more mansions or how many relationships or how many times you get screwed up the ass than me. JD, you will, mark my words, will have coming and what is coming to you, whether it's to do with your channel, whether it's to do with your partnership, or whether it's if you have the grapefruits to meet me one-on-one. Because once again, I have not threatened you, I have not talked about you, and I have not bothered you. But yet, as irrelevant as I am, and as much as I'm not on your radar and you don't care about me and you have far surpassed me, you still come on here and find a way to talk about me and bring me up in your videos. Whether you mention my name or not, I'm not retarded, I'm not stupid, I'm not done, and I'm not Kevin Dunn. You gotta understand, JD, there was one point where I was stronger. bigger, better, more views, more subscribers. And you said that I was the blueprint. You said that you followed in my footsteps to some degree. And I still have that email, JD. I still have that email where you said that at one time you looked up to me. It may not have been those exact words. And I know a lot of things have transpired between now and then. But when you bring up family, when you bring up my blood, when you bring up my family, when you bring up my daughter, when you bring up the fact of, oh, baby wipes and, buying her this and buying her that and mocking me and putting me down, JD, you have made this very personal, very fast. And I'm telling you this right now, JD, karma is coming. You will, JD, get what is coming to you. Unless we have, as mature adults, and I'm not trying to scare or drain or train. I'm not trying to gain your viewership. Because again, at one time, I was much bigger, much more significant, and more popular than you were. And I will agree, JD, that over the last several years, you have gained popularity, you have gained more viewership, you have been able to do what you do, and that's fine. But the bottom line is, JD, is you've brought up my daughter over and over and over and over again. And JD, there will be consequences. There will be, and you don't even take this as a threat. Take this as a promise. You talk about another man's family, especially my daughter. Everything, JD, will come around for you in time, in order. I'm not going to say how. I'm not going to say when. But I will say why. And I'm going to say that what you have done to me and what you have said about me and how you've mocked me and joked me and make a mockery of me and made an absolute disaster out of me. I've done my wrongdoings. I've done my storylines. I've done what I've done. But you don't bring up my family. You don't bring up my bloodline. You don't bring up my daughter. And you have done that several times. And I have documentation and videos of that. I have clips of you. I don't care if it was a second, 2 seconds, 10 seconds, or 2 minutes. JD, what you have done has crossed the line with Sean's View Entertainment. And this has only just begun. You even comment on my videos still. I comment on your videos. But you cross the line when you talk about my daughter. You can say whatever it is you want to say about me. You can bury me and bury me and bury me and expose me. But when you talk about my daughter, you bring this to a whole nother level. Because you see right now, JD, you have this big ego. Because you're making a lot of money. You're making a lot of sponsorship. You're doing your thing. You're doing good. But it's not going to be so good when it all is said and done. JD from NY206 or JD from New York or JD, whatever you want to go by. You may have surpassed me in a lot of things on YouTube, but let me tell you something. You will get what's coming to you, and you will get gut. You don't believe me? You want to take a laugh? You want to smirk? You talk about how you drink? You're going to want to have a lot of drinks. Once you get a good old country ass whooping, there's no man better than you, than I'd like to see in person to settle the score. And I'm not talking about a fight. I'm not talking about a strap. I'm not talking about a scuffle. I'm not talking about a drink. When it all comes down to it, JD, you have to think, what's going to happen? Ha ha ha! I know what you're going to do, JD. You're going to make a mockery. You're going to laugh. You're going to joke me up. You're going to laugh me up. You're going to act like me. You're going to talk like me. You're going to try to ponder me. You're going to try to make me scared. JD, what you have said and done to me over the last several years, there is no more tears. There's no more backups. There's no more fess-ups. This is where it all ends. And if this doesn't end here, again, what goes around comes around. And you'll see exactly what I mean. Subscribe.